everybody, it's Wootini from GayGamer.net here with another video podcast. This week I need to admit shamefacedly that I have technically picked up a new game, and it is a casual game that you play on your phone. And, you know, some of them are really addictive though, but I sort of object to all the people who are saying, oh, all the iPhone and Android games, they're going to take over the market, and nobody wants to play the Vita or the 3DS or anything. And I'm like, well, no, that's not necessarily true, because you can get a much different gameplay experience. I mean, yes, you can play, like, old Final Fantasy games and such, and you can get, like, seriously large games on the iOS platform or Android, but, you know, those are rare. But I have to admit that I made fun of my boyfriend for quite a while because he became hopelessly addicted to Tiny Tower on his iPad and would not stop playing it, and was constantly, any moment where there was like, it's like, oh, let me just pause the TV while I go get something from the kitchen, and out comes the iPad and checking the tower and making sure everything's right, and I made fun of him. But then I said, I wonder if it's available for Android, and it is, and it's free. So I was like, whatever. And now I am hopelessly addicted as well. I don't like sim games, so I was like, how can this be any fun? Because you're just managing a tower. But it's a very light sim game. There's not a whole lot to keep track of. Like, it's not, you know, you're not micromanaging every single person and what's going on in their lives and stuff like The Sims, so it's actually rather casual and actually super fun. And it is strangely addictive, I have to admit it. I was a little perturbed that the Android version needs to be online in order to play. I sent them an email, I said, what's up with that? And they said, you know, sorry, the Android version needs to be online to play, and there are no plans to change that. So, whereas on the iPad, you can play that on the subway, on your way to work, I cannot. But I did learn one very helpful thing, is that because you have to be online, the reason that it has to be online, they said, was to back up your game to the server. So basically, I took out my phone and I downloaded it to my phone, which is also an Android, as well as my tablet. So I was playing it on my tablet, and then downloaded it to my phone, and it picks up my game right where I left off. Whereas on iOS, everything's separate. So my boyfriend's iPad, he tried it on his iPhone and discovered that he could get a new tower. Although he was having trouble with the iPhone one, it kept glitching up and stuff, so I think he gave up on that one. Whereas I can manage my one tower, whether I'm at home on my tablet with Wi-Fi or out wherever. If I just want to do a quick check, I can do that on my phone as long as I've got a signal and I'm not underground in the subway on the way to work. So, so that was kind of nifty. It is strangely addictive, I can't help it. The other new game that I got this week is, after last week's superhero conversation, well, monologue, it's not really a conversation, unless you guys talk back to me, in which case that's weird, because I can't hear you. I ended up going looking at the local GameStops for Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the PSP, so I thought, oh, I could play that on the train and stuff. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it for the PSP anywhere, which was really irritating. But I did find it for the Xbox, and it was only $5. Now, the problem is that it's, you know, the ghetto version with no instructions and no packaging, but it was only $5, so what are you going to do? Complain? There's no instructions, which is kind of annoying, because while it does walk you through, you know, the first level, telling you what all the buttons do for combat and such, as far as, like, you know, going up in levels and raising the powers and doing whatever, that's not actually explained anywhere. So I'm going to have to go download an instruction booklet and just look online to find out how to do that, because I don't remember. And it's hilarious because I have played this game before, because when I put it in my Xbox, I had a save game. And I said, what? And I checked, and I had a whole bunch of achievements as well. Go figure. So, apparently, I must have rented this from a Blockbuster back in, I think it said 2007? Is that right? No, it can't be that far ago. Maybe 2009. No, maybe it was 2007. Whatever. I had apparently rented this because I had a string of achievements over a 2 or 3 day period, and I guess I didn't like it enough to buy it, but now I have for $5, and, you know, it's funny because I would have thought the graphics would have been a little bit better. I know it's very early on in the 360's cycle, but I was a little disappointed in the graphics because I remember the PSP version, and of course, obviously being the PSP, they were very, you know, low-rent graphics, very clean and simple and whatever. So I thought this was going to be a lot more detailed, and it kind of just looks like the PSP version blown up on my big TV. But it's still cute, and the voice acting is still a little hilarious, and it's fun to see all the different characters. But the first thing I have to do is get everybody in their classic costumes, because I cannot abide the ultimate or modern versions of weird costumes. That's not happening. Everybody's got to be classic. And then the other game that I've been playing is I am still playing Xenoblade Chronicles, but a friend of mine did warn me before I started playing it that it's good, but it's not so engrossing that he didn't have a problem putting it down for a few days at a time. And now that I've been playing it a while, I have to agree. I mean, the story has totally kicked in. Like, I'm, you know, on the main storyline now. That was a very long prologue, but even now that I'm on the main storyline, I'm just like, yeah, okay. Like, I'll play it if I play it, but if I don't play it, I don't miss it. You know? And I still really don't care for the combat system. It's just sort of like, start combat, go stand next to it, and, you know, I mean, I've kind of worked out how to do the combo attacks. That was a little tricky because they didn't really explain it very well. It's kind of funny because they give you tutorials for every little thing, and you can go into the tutorial menu and reread things. And I went in there and reread the stuff about the combo attacks, but I ended up having to go online to find out how to actually pull them off because they weren't very clear about it. So, while I appreciate that they have tutorials for every little thing, they could be a little better. That's just me. I'm also very tempted to pick up Mario Tennis for the 3DS, because that's coming out in a week, but I don't know. It looks really fun, and it's just tennis, so it could be cute, and you can play it online with people, and I know a couple of people who are going to be getting it, so I could play them online, and that could be kind of fun. But I'm just sort of like, how much will I really play it? I don't know. So, well, I guess you'll find out if I buy it or not when you watch the next podcast. Or, well, I guess it would be the one after that. Whichever. I'll let you guys go now. Thanks for watching. Bye!